Hello and welcome to the seated stretch sesh. So we have 4 moves here that we are going to do today to get a nice stretch, all able to be done from the floor. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first stretch we are going to do is going to be a glute stretch. So we're going to be seated with our legs straight out in front of us. From here, we're going to go ahead and bend one knee. And then we're going to take that foot up the bent knee and we're going to cross it over the straight leg, hugging that knee in. From here, we're going to hold, getting a nice stretch in that hip and glute area. So you can hug that knee in. If you want to get a little bit more range of motion, you could plant that hand in and try and twist into it a little bit more. Or again, you could take both hands and hug that knee. A couple different ways to get different ranges of motion. We want that nice tall spine, sitting nice and tall. We're going to be here on this side for 3, 2, 1, and go ahead and release. So we've got cross, we straighten, and now we're going to go ahead and get the other side. So we bend at that knee, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take that foot and cross it over, and then we're going to go ahead and hug that knee into that chest. Again, you could plant that arm and try and twist more into it. Or again, you could take both arms and hug that knee in. Again, try not to let that spine slouch. That nice tall spine as we hug that knee in, it's going to get you a deeper stretch. So we're going to be here and we are going to hold for 5, 3, 2, 1, and release. Next, we are going to do the laying cross body stretch. So from here, we're going to go ahead and lay on back. So we're laying on our back, feet are nice and long. From here, we're going to go ahead and bring a knee towards our chest, so it's bent at 90. And then we're going to cross it over our body. That leg might float, you might have a hand on it. That arm could go up straight, but we want to keep both shoulders on the ground. That knee bent. You could also straighten it to get a little bit deeper into the hip. Otherwise, you can keep it bent in this laying cross body stretch. I find if you look the opposite way, that helps keep that opposite shoulder down. We're holding, we're breathing. We're going to be here for 5, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, bring that knee back up. And then we let it go long. Let's go ahead and get that other side. So we bend that knee at 90, and then we go ahead and let it fall to the side. So you'll notice I'm keeping this shoulder down. We're getting that rotation here through the torso, maybe even a little bit into the hips and glute. So we're here, we're holding, we're breathing. I sometimes like to support that knee with that opposite hand. This is a great one to do in bed as well. Perfect. We're going to be here on this side for 5, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, come back up, and let those legs go long. Let's go ahead and get back into a seated position. So you're going to be seated. Legs are nice and long, and we're going to do a seated forward fold. So let's go ahead and raise those arms nice and high, and forward fold. Maybe you're touching your toes, maybe your shins, maybe your knees. Try to keep those legs nice and straight. Go ahead and tuck that chin. We're here, we're holding, we're breathing. Again, great way to get a little bit more range of motion. Take a nice big deep inhale in. On the exhale, see if you can reach a little further. For 3, 2, 1, go ahead, come back up. And then the last stretch we're going to do here is the butterfly stretch. So we're going to bring the soles of our feet together and we're going to bring them close to our body. From here you can grab your ankles and we're going to go ahead and push those knees downward as we get a nice tall spine. So we want that tall spine with a slight lean forward. We don't want a forward fold. We want that tall spine and hold. Your knees might be up towards your shoulders. They might be on the ground. Obviously mine are not. And again, your range of motion is your range of motion. We're in that tall spine with a lean forward. We're going to be here for 5, 3, 2, 1, release. And that there is our seated stretch sesh.